Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving headfirst into something really, really fundamental. Something that shapes every single one of us every single day, whether we, consciously realize it or not. You know that invisible script you kind of live by? From the moment you groggily open your eyes to when you finally wind down for the night?
Yeah, the daily
Like,
flow.
exactly. It's more than just like a list of tasks we tick off. It's the underlying rhythm that keeps our lives moving forward. And it profoundly impacts our energy, our mood, our overall well-being.
It absolutely does.
Hmm.
And while that underlying rhythm is, universal human experience, its melody, as you nicely put it, varies wildly from person to person.
Right.
It's shaped by our individual needs, our jobs, our personal preferences, even what we hope to achieve.
Hmm.
And what's truly fascinating, I think, is how often it's the small, seemingly insignificant, repeated actions, those quiet daily rituals that truly define the quality of our day.
The little things.
The little things.
Yeah.
They shape not just what we get done, but crucially, how we feel while we're doing it, how we feel about living that day.
That's precisely the core of today's deep dive. We're stepping into the intricate, yet often overlooked world of daily routines. But we're not just talking theory here.
No, definitely not.
We're pulling back the curtain on a really engaging source. A rich conversation between two individuals, let's call them Jennifer and Daniel, as they openly detail their own morning, afternoon, and evening habits. It's a treasure trove of practical, actionable insights.
And our mission today to meticulously extract those key nuggets of wisdom from their deeply personal accounts. We'll be exploring how embracing structure in our daily lives can lead to a profound sense of balance, a feeling of being genuinely in control.
Which feels so good.
Oh, absolutely. And perhaps most importantly, a robust practice of self-care. The elegance of this isn't that you have to, copy their routines exactly.
Right, it's not prescriptive.
Not at all. Rather, it's that while their specific actions are personal, the underlying principles, things like organization, effective energy management, mindful self-care, are remarkably transferable. They can be adapted and integrated into your life, no matter what your daily rhythm looks like right now.
That's a fantastic point. We're going to deconstruct their specific habits, delve into the intentions that drive those actions, and even kind of analyze the language they use to describe these daily practices. Because quite often, the very words we choose can offer powerful clues to the deeper psychological meaning and impact of our habits, can't they?
Indeed. The language reveals the mindset. So we're setting the stage here to show you that while Jennifer's life as a student and Daniel's professional demands might appear quite different on the surface.
Totally different worlds.
Right. But the core principles they implicitly follow, principles of strategic organization, intelligent energy management, and mindful self-care, are, they're universal blueprints for a well-lived day. You might just uncover a small tweak, a single new habit, or even a completely fresh approach that, profoundly resonates with you and transforms your daily experience.
Okay, let's truly unpack this then and jump headfirst into the very dawn of the day. Morning routines. As both Jennifer and Daniel compellingly illustrate, how you choose to initiate your day can fundamentally set the tone
Absolutely.
and dictate the momentum for everything that follows. It truly is the foundational bedrock for building a productive and maybe even fulfilling day.
It absolutely is. Think of it as the launch sequence for your entire day. That initial moment, that first conscious action you take, doesn't just dictate momentum. It often primes your physiological state, your psychological state too.
Right.
It's where you begin to actively shape your day rather than just sort of reacting to whatever comes first.
Okay, so let's start by hearing from Jennifer. She gives us a window into her student morning. She shares that she maintains a pretty consistent routine, typically rousing around 7 a.m.
Okay.
What immediately catches my attention is her initial approach to waking. She doesn't just bolt out of bed, ready to tackle the day at full speed.
No sudden jolt.
Exactly. Instead, she consciously takes a moment to stretch and breathe before I get out of bed. She emphasizes this as a gentle way to start the day that helps her feel more alert. That's such a deliberate, almost tender choice to ease into wakefulness.
That intentional choice speaks volumes, doesn't it? It suggests a mindful, self-aware approach to her well-being, even with all the pressures of student life.
Yeah.
That gentle transition from the deep sleep state to full wakefulness, allowing her body and mind to kind of come online gradually, is a powerful act of self-care. It has significant physiological benefits, too.
Like what?
Well, when you're jolted awake by a harsh alarm and immediately jump into activity, your body can experience a spike in cortisol, the stress hormone.
Right, the fight or flight thing.
Exactly. And that can leave you feeling anxious or on edge for the rest of the day. Jennifer's approach, conversely, promotes a calmer, more present mental state right from the very first moment. It's about being with your body as it awakens, rather than sort of forcing it into action.
Okay.
This subtle act primes her nervous system for focused work later, making her more receptive to learning and less prone to stress. It's really smart.
Right. And then her next immediate steps are equally deliberate and purposeful. She heads to the bathroom to brush my teeth and wash my face, which she describes as a refreshing start. Simple, maybe, but remarkably effective in its ritualistic nature.
Indeed. These aren't just, basic hygiene actions. They function as powerful, consistent cues that signal the beginning of the active day.
Like flipping a switch.
Kind of, yeah. Think of them as tiny, repeatable rituals that prime the brain for engagement. This refreshing start is a form of mental preparation, a mini-cleansing ritual that symbolically washes away the remnants of sleep and readies you for interaction with the world. It creates a clear boundary between rest and activity.
Now let's pivot and compare that with Daniel. He describes a distinctly early professional start. He typically wakes up a bit earlier, around 6:30 a.m., a time he explicitly attributes to his job requirements.
Right, so external factors shaping the routine there.
Exactly. So right there, we see how external professional demands can heavily influence one's personal rhythm. But what's particularly fascinating is his very first action upon waking. He states he must drink a glass of water to hydrate.
Ah, okay. And that's a key distinction, isn't it? It highlights potentially varying immediate physiological needs. While Jennifer prioritizes that gentle physical awakening and mindfulness, Daniel immediately addresses a fundamental biological requirement: hydration. After hours of sleep without water, your body's naturally in a state of mild dehydration.
I never really thought about that.
Yeah, and that can impact cognitive function, energy levels, even your mood first thing. Beginning your day with water immediately registers a subtle win in your brain's reward system.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. This simple, proactive choice subtly sets a positive, intentional tone and starts building momentum for other healthy decisions throughout the day. It's about literally re-energizing your cells and jumpstarting your metabolism and mental clarity, ensuring your brain and body are ready for the demands ahead.
And then, interestingly, he notes a very similar universal action to Jennifer. Like you, I brush my teeth and wash my face. So some elements of a morning routine truly are, well, universally beneficial regardless of your specific lifestyle.
That's a brilliant observation. These core hygiene steps are undeniably fundamental, but their consistent repetition imbues them with that deeper psychological function we talked about.
Right.
What's truly compelling here is how these initial steps, whether it's Jennifer's stretching and conscious breathing or Daniel's immediate hydration, are fundamentally about consciously preparing the body and mind.
Getting ready.
Exactly. They're not merely actions. They are deliberate, personalized choices aimed squarely at setting the tone for the day ahead. They underscore the profound idea that the morning is less about reacting to the external world and more about proactively shaping your internal state for the day to come. They establish a sense of agency right from the get-go.
Okay, moving beyond those first vital steps, let's delve into how they approach fueling up and organizing for the day ahead. This is where the practicalities of productivity and focus really begin to crystallize.
Yeah, the nuts and bolts.
For Jennifer, her breakfast choice is quite specific. She opts for a light breakfast, like oatmeal or toast. She articulates her reasoning clearly, stating it's something simple to get my energy up before classes. She's thinking very functionally about her fuel, seeing it as direct input for her, academic output.
Her choice of a light breakfast is indeed quite strategic, especially for a student facing demanding classes. It provides essential, easily digestible energy without causing that heavy post-meal feeling.
The food coma.
Exactly, that sluggishness or food coma. This is a crucial form of energy management, designed to sustain focus without diverting too much blood flow and energy to an overly burdensome digestive process.
Okay.
It optimizes her physiological state for learning and cognitive tasks. Studies show that a balanced breakfast, particularly one with complex carbohydrates like oatmeal, significantly improves concentration and memory.
And then her planning phase is equally pragmatic and forward-thinking. She states she'll check my class schedule and make sure I'm ready for the day ahead, emphasizing that it's always nice to feel organized before jumping into things. That innate desire for organization, for a sense of preparedness, is clearly paramount for her peace of mind and productivity.
Absolutely. This preemptive planning, whether it's checking schedules or reviewing notes, is a powerful tool for what psychologists sometimes call cognitive offloading.
Cognitive offloading.
Yeah, basically when you externalize your plans, write them down, check your schedule, and know precisely what's on your agenda, you eliminate the mental energy that would otherwise be spent on decision-making, remembering details, or dealing with unexpected surprises.
Ah, I see. Frees up brain space.
Precisely. This provides a vital sense of control, which can significantly reduce anticipatory stress and enhance productivity by freeing up mental bandwidth for higher-level thinking and learning. It's about front-loading the mental effort to reduce decision fatigue later in the day.
Daniel, on the other hand, has a slightly more varied approach to his morning meal. He goes for eggs with toast, or sometimes I mix it up with a smoothie. But his organizational step aligns perfectly with that universal need for control and clarity in a busy professional life. He conscientiously takes time to check my emails and review my to-do list so I know what's on the agenda for the day.
Right. And what's truly fascinating here is the consistent thread weaving through both Jennifer's and Daniel's mornings. Both dedicate specific, intentional time to organizing their thoughts and tasks before the day's main work begins.
That preparation step.
Yes. Daniel, with his professional obligations, leverages classic tools like emails and a to-do list, which are essential for managing complexity and multiple demands. This reinforces that these planning moments, checking schedules, reviewing to-do lists, or triaging emails are not just about staying on track.
It's more than just ticking boxes.
Much more. They provide a vital sense of executive function and control, which, as we discussed, significantly reduces decision fatigue. It allows for more focused, less reactive work later in the day, ensuring that critical tasks are prioritized rather than being lost in the shuffle of immediate demands. It's about being proactive, not just reactive, to your workload.
You know, hearing them articulate their routines, I realize how much of this comes down to the precise, sometimes subtle language they use. It really reveals deeper intentions.
Absolutely. Language is key.
For instance, when Jennifer talks about taking a moment to stretch and breathe, that word moment implies a mindful pause, doesn't it? A conscious choice to slow down rather than just a hurried, perfunctory action.
Exactly. That emphasis on a moment suggests an intentional anchoring, a brief period where she's fully present before the day's demands pull her in various directions. It differentiates it from just a physical act of stretching. It's a micro-practice of mindfulness, really. Similarly, Daniel's need to hydrate immediately isn't just about drinking water. That word carries the implication of replenishing, of actively giving his body what it needs to function optimally after a long period of rest. It signals a proactive approach to his physical well-being. These words aren't just descriptions, they're windows into the mindset behind the habit.
So, okay, let's pause and talk vocabulary for a second. You mentioned some key terms implicitly there, like stretch and hydrate. Can we break those down a bit more formally for our listeners?
Good idea. So stretch, quite simply, means to extend your body or limbs to loosen up your muscles, just like Jennifer does to gently ease into her day.
Right. And hydrate.
Hydrate means to give your body water, which is exactly what Daniel prioritizes first thing,
Right.
replenishing those fluids.
Got it. And what about breakfast? Jennifer mentioned a light breakfast.
Yes, a light breakfast is generally understood as a small, simple meal in the morning, like her oatmeal or toast, chosen specifically for energy without heaviness.
Okay. And Daniel's to-do list. Pretty common term, but good to define.
Sure, a to-do list is simply a list of tasks you plan to complete during the day. It's Daniel's tool for organization and staying on track with his work agenda.
Excellent. Having those clear definitions really helps solidify the concepts, doesn't it? Makes it easier to see how these simple actions fit into the bigger picture of their routines.
It does. Context is everything for understanding how these words apply in real life.
So we've meticulously explored how Jennifer and Daniel approach their mornings, laying their individual foundations. Now let's take a moment for you, our listener, to genuinely consider your own morning rituals. Do you cultivate a gentle wake-up like Jennifer, allowing yourself to slowly stretch and consciously breathe, maybe mitigating that cortisol spike we talked about?
Or perhaps you're straight into action like Daniel, prioritizing immediate hydration to kickstart your brain.
Yeah. What small habits could you potentially integrate or even subtly tweak in your existing routine to set a better, more intentional, and perhaps more scientifically supported tone for your day ahead?
Even something as seemingly insignificant as that conscious glass of water first thing, or just a few deliberate deep breaths before you get out of bed, can initiate a powerful ripple effect. subtly yet profoundly shifting your entire daily experience. It's worth thinking about.
All right, let's gracefully transition from the sort of calm, structured beginnings of the morning to the often bustling, demanding middle of the day, the afternoon
Ah,
routines.
yes, the midday grind for many.
Exactly. This segment is typically when our focus needs to be sustained over prolonged periods, when our natural energy can begin to dip, and when the temptation to just, power through without a break is highest. It's precisely where the strategic navigation of peak productivity and the avoidance of potential pitfalls truly comes into play. This is where things can get tricky.
It's often the engine room of the day, as you say,
Yeah.
where much of the heavy lifting happens, whether it's academic work, creative tasks, or back-to-back meetings.
Right?
But it's also the period where the risk of cognitive fatigue, burnout, or that notorious mid-afternoon slump is most prominent. Understanding how to intelligently manage this period isn't just about endurance. It's crucial for sustained effectiveness and avoiding decision fatigue later on. It's where your morning preparation is truly tested.
Jennifer, true to her organized nature as a student, again has a very deliberate strategy for her afternoons. She observes that afternoons for me are when I'm most focused, typically during her core classes or study sessions.
Okay, so she knows her peak time.
Exactly. This is clearly her prime time for deep work. But she also smartly qualifies this by stating, if it's a long study session, I make sure to take short breaks to stretch and move around. And her reasoning, it helps keep my mind fresh. This is a profound recognition of her own energy cycles, isn't it?
That's incredibly insightful from Jennifer, and it aligns beautifully with what we understand about the brain's natural rhythms. Recognizing one's peak focus time is excellent, absolutely. But coupling it with strategic preemptive breaks is even better.
Why is that so important?
Well, our brains, much like our bodies, aren't designed for endless, sustained activity. They operate in what are sometimes called ultradian rhythms.
Circadian rhythms.
Yeah, cycles of approximately 90 minutes of high focus, followed by maybe 15, 20 minutes of lower activity or rest. Even brief interruptions, like Jennifer stretching, changing her physical posture, or just stepping away for a minute, prevent cognitive fatigue and actually help consolidate learning. They act as essential micro-resets for the brain, allowing her to return to her studies with renewed mental clarity. It prevents what's sometimes called attentional blindness, where you stop noticing important details because you've been staring too long.
Ah, okay. So the breaks aren't slacking off, they're strategic.
Exactly. It's a proactive measure against mental stagnation and diminishing returns on her study time.
Daniel's experience, despite his different professional context, echoes this absolute necessity for breaks, even though his afternoon reality sounds far more intense. He candidly shares that his afternoons are usually the busiest part of my day with meetings or project work.
Sounds familiar for many professionals.
Right, but crucially, he shares Jennifer's strategy. Like you, I make sure to take breaks even if they're just a few minutes, and he provides specific recharge methods, stepping away from the desk to stretch or get a snack.
This truly highlights the universality of the need for intelligent breaks, irrespective of the intensity or demands of your day. Daniel, in a high-pressure professional setting, clearly understands that even brief moments away from the desk are not wasted time. They are a crucial investment in maintaining long-term productivity and avoiding burnout.
So it's preventative.
Absolutely. These short intervals, whether for physical movement like stretching or a quick nourishing snack, are literally about replenishing both mental and physical energy reserves. It's about leveraging those ultradian rhythms we mentioned, allowing your default mode network in your brain to activate.
Default mode network.
Yeah, it's a brain network that becomes more active during rest or mind wandering, and it's crucial for creative problem solving, consolidating memories, and preventing decision fatigue from setting in. So those breaks help activate it. It's about working smarter, not just longer, and honoring your brain's natural need for micro rests.
Let's talk about that perennial lunchtime dilemma, because this is where many of us often unwittingly fall into the trap of that dreaded mid-afternoon energy slump.
Ah, the post-lunch dip.
Exactly. How you choose to fuel yourself at midday can profoundly impact your sustained energy levels and cognitive function for the rest of the working or studying day. Jennifer has a remarkably clear philosophy here. Her typical lunch is something light like a salad or a sandwich, and she very clearly explains her rationale. I don't like to eat anything too heavy as it can make me feel sluggish.
That's a remarkably wise observation from Jennifer, deeply rooted in physiology. The impact of a heavy meal, particularly one high in refined carbohydrates or unhealthy fats, often triggers a physiological response where blood flow is redirected to the digestive system.
To handle the digestion.
Right, and that leads to a noticeable energy dip or post-lunch slump as the body expends significant energy on digestion. This can impair cognitive function, making you feel drowsy and less alert. Jennifer's choice is about optimizing her energy curve, ensuring she remains alert and able to effectively regroup and prepare for the second half of the day, avoiding the metabolic drain of a heavy meal. She's prioritizing sustained mental clarity over momentary heavy satiety.
Daniel, too, shares a very similar conscious focus on sidestepping that slump. His lunch is usually around noon, and he makes a very deliberate point to step away from work completely.
That's key.
Yeah. His healthy food choices are equally intentional. My go-to is something like a quinoa salad with veggie or a turkey sandwich. His overarching goal, again, is crystal clear. Keeping it healthy helps me avoid that mid-afternoon energy slump.
This consistency between them is powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really reinforces the critical link between mindful food choices and sustained energy and cognitive performance. Both individuals demonstrate a sophisticated awareness of how their dietary intake directly impacts their afternoon productivity and well-being. And Daniel's emphasis on stepping away from work completely is equally important, maybe even more so than what he eats.
Really? Well,
Because it's not just about the nutritional content, it's about taking a true mental break. That allows for proper digestion, yes, but also mental detachment from tasks. It genuinely helps you regroup more effectively. This complete disengagement from work is a mental and physical reset that prevents the accumulation of stress and prepares you for the next intense period of focus.
okay, that makes a lot of sense. The mental break is just as important as the physical fuel.
Absolutely.
So after intelligently fueling up and taking that crucial moment to reset, both Jennifer and Daniel smartly move on to tackling their big, high-priority tasks. Jennifer explicitly states that after lunch, I tackle my bigger assignments, making sure to get them done while I still have energy.
This is a prime, almost textbook example of leveraging one's natural energy cycles for maximum productivity. It's a concept often called energy management. By consciously tackling demanding tasks, when she knows her cognitive energy levels are still relatively high, Jennifer maximizes her efficiency and ensures that critical, high-impact work isn't left to a time when fatigue might inevitably set in. It's a scientifically backed productivity hack. Match your most challenging work with your peak energy windows. And for many, like Jennifer, that might be in the early afternoon after a light, fortifying meal.
Daniel, in his professional capacity, has a very similar and equally strategic approach. After lunch, I focus on key projects that require my attention and try to knock them out while I'm still feeling productive.
The phrase knock them out really conveys a sense of decisive, efficient action, doesn't it?
It does. It suggests focus and completion. And this remarkable consistency between them, despite their different life stages and external demands, is truly striking. It underscores the universal smartness of leveraging peak energy times for the most demanding, cognitively intensive tasks.
It's not just about managing time,
Yeah.
but managing energy. Precisely. This strategic allocation of mental resources is a hallmark of highly effective time and energy management. It contributes significantly to overall productivity, reducing procrastination and improving the quality of the output. It's about making your energy work for you, rather than battling against its natural fluctuations. They both seem to intuitively understand that deep work requires a refreshed, energized brain.
Okay, let's circle back to vocabulary again. We heard some really useful terms describing the afternoon experience. Can you unpack those for us?
Sure. Jennifer mentioned being focused. What does that really mean in this context?
Good question. Focused means giving your full attention to something. Like Jennifer, when she's in her study sessions, ideally blocking out distractions.
Right. And Daniel talked about breaks to recharge.
Yes, recharge means to regain energy. Exactly what Daniel aims for with his short breaks away from the desk, restoring mental or physical energy.
And Jennifer mentioned needing to regroup after lunch.
Regroup implies taking a moment to organize your thoughts and prepare for the next part of the day. It's that pause Jennifer takes to reorient herself before tackling the afternoon's tasks.
Makes sense. And they both try to avoid feeling sluggish.
Yes, sluggish means feeling slow and lacking energy. It's that feeling you get after a really heavy lunch, which both Jennifer and Daniel consciously try to avoid with their food choices.
Got it. Daniel also used the phrase knockout tasks.
Right, knockout is more informal. It means to complete tasks or finish work efficiently. It suggests tackling things quickly and effectively, like Daniel does with his key projects post-lunch.
And finally, the big one they both want to avoid, the energy slump.
Yes, the energy slump refers to a dip in energy, usually in the afternoon after lunch. That classic 2-3 p.m. feeling that Daniel actively manages through healthy eating and breaks.
Perfect. Again, seeing these terms in the context of their afternoons really brings the strategies to life.
Absolutely. So, as we've navigated the intricate dynamics of the afternoon, from managing peak focus to battling the potential midday slump, take a moment now to reflect on your own experience. How do you currently maintain your focus and energy in the often challenging middle of your day?
Are you frequently battling an energy slump, perhaps after lunch, or finding your concentration waning by mid-afternoon?
And what small yet impactful changes, whether it's introducing a more deliberate short break like Jennifer or Daniel, maybe rethinking your approach to your midday meal, or strategically tackling your most demanding tasks during your personal peak energy window, could make a significant transformative difference.
Yeah, think about how you feel and perform during those crucial afternoon hours. Could it be better? It's not just about enduring the afternoon, it's about finding ways to truly thrive through it.
And now, as the sun begins its descent and the day's active demands hopefully start to recede, we gracefully transition into the evening routines.
The wind-down phase.
Exactly. This is, for many, the true art of conscious transition shifting from the intensity of work or study to a period of essential rest, deliberate relaxation, and thoughtful preparation for the cycle of tomorrow. It's truly about mindfully unwinding.
This evening phase is arguably just as critical as the morning routine, maybe even more so for holistic well-being.
Really? More critical.
I think potentially, yes. It's the pivotal moment where we consciously signal to our minds and bodies that the active, demanding part of the day is now concluding. This intentional transition is absolutely vital for reducing accumulated stress, processing the day's events, and most importantly, setting the optimal physiological and psychological stage for restorative sleep.
Okay.
Without a clear wind down, the brain can remain in an elevated state of arousal like it's still on call, which makes deep restorative sleep really elusive.
Jennifer, ever consistent with her structured yet mindful approach, has a clear evening goal: to unwind and relax after a busy day of classes.
Setting the intention.
Right. Her chosen post-dinner activities are gentle and purposeful. She'll take a short walk or do some light stretching to help me de-stress. She thoughtfully describes this as a peaceful way to close out the day.
That intentional de-stressing is profoundly critical for mental health and sleep quality. Engaging in low-impact activities like walking or light stretching allows for a gentle release of physical tension and also that mental chatter that naturally accumulates throughout the day.
Yeah, the mind keeps racing sometimes.
Exactly. It's a deliberate effort to create mental space, to downregulate the nervous system, and to transition from the high-demand work mode into a more relaxed, receptive state. Without this conscious transition, the mind can remain on, replaying tasks or worries, which makes true relaxation and falling asleep really difficult. It's a form of active recovery for the brain.
Daniel, too, very clearly emphasizes his personal need to relax after work. He makes dedicated time to relax, too, and his specific chosen activities include listening to music or going for a walk. So again, we see a powerful common thread of gentle, low-key, yet effective activities aimed at decompressing from the day's pressures.
The striking commonality here across different lifestyles powerfully underscores the universal human need for decompression and cognitive closure.
Cognitive closure.
Yeah, like signaling the demanding part is done. Whether that's achieved through active restorative movement like walking, or through more passive sensory relaxation like listening to music, the overarching goal is to shift the brain from a state of high alert and problem solving to one of calm, introspection, and receptivity to rest.
Okay.
This prepares the brain to switch from beta waves, which are associated with active thinking, to alpha and theta waves, which are more conducive to relaxation and eventually sleep.
Moving to dinner, Daniel typically has his meal around 7 p.m. and describes his choices as something simple but satisfying. His examples include grilled salmon with veggies or a stir-fry with rice.
Those are very sensible, nutritionally balanced choices that continue the theme of healthy, intentional eating we saw at lunch.
Right.
Grilled salmon provides lean protein and healthy omega-3 fats, while stir-fries with rice offer complex carbohydrates and vegetables. These types of meals provide sustained energy and satiety without being overly heavy or difficult to digest right before trying to sleep.
Okay.
This aligns perfectly with the goal of avoiding any physiological discomfort that could disrupt the wind-down process and mirrors Jennifer's earlier desire to avoid feeling sluggish.
Jennifer's dinner choices are also clearly focused on ease and efficiency. Something quick and easy like pasta with vegetables or a rice bowl makes sense for a student. But then we get to a really fascinating and unifying ritual that both individuals perform. They always make sure to brush my teeth and wash my face.
Ah, yes, the fundamental universal hygiene ritual again. It's deceptively simple, isn't it?
It seems so basic. Jennifer shares that it helps me feel refreshed and ready for bed. But Daniel, I think, uses a truly fantastic and highly relatable metaphor for it. He says, brushing my teeth and washing my face feels like pressing the reset button after a long day.
That's a great metaphor.
Isn't it? He adds, it's a simple way to shift into relaxation mode.
What's truly profound here is how these seemingly small, consistent acts, like brushing teeth and washing your face, transcend mere hygiene. They become incredibly powerful symbolic signals to the body and mind that the active demands of the day are concluding and that deep relaxation is about to begin. Exactly. Daniel's metaphor of pressing the reset button perfectly encapsulates this. It's a potent psychological cue, a habit that, over time, trains your internal clock to shift gears, effectively downregulating your nervous system. It acts as a profound reset that signals the transition into a dedicated wind-down period, clearing the mental slate for restful sleep. This ritual creates a clear boundary, telling your brain, the day is done, now we prepare for rest.
And speaking of that all-important winding down, the final steps before sleep are absolutely crucial for sleep quality. Jennifer shares her preferred method. She usually wind down with a book or a cup of herbal tea before bed.
Those are classic, time-tested, and incredibly effective wind-down strategies. Engaging in a quiet, non-stimulating activity like reading a physical book, which importantly minimizes screen exposure.
The dreaded blue light.
Exactly. Or sipping a calming, caffeine-free beverage like herbal tea sends clear, unambiguous signals to the brain to slow down and prepare for sleep. Herbal teas, particularly those with chamomile or valerian root, can have mild sedative effects, promoting relaxation. It's about creating a peaceful, low-stimulus environment that is genuinely conducive to sleep, reducing the cognitive arousal that screen time notoriously induces.
Daniel, too, is very intentional about this critical phase. He explicitly states, I also avoid screens before bed, instead spending some time reading or listening to music.
That's a smart move.
And perhaps most impactful, both share a profound commitment to a consistent bedtime. Daniel aims to get to bed around 10 p.m. so I'm well rested for the next day. Jennifer has a remarkably similar habit. She tries to stick to a consistent bedtime, too, around 10:30 p.m.
Consistency again.
Yes, their shared conclusive experience of this consistency. It's amazing how much better I feel the next day when I get a full night's sleep.
This point cannot be overstated in terms of its profound impact on overall health, cognitive function, mood, everything, really. The conscious effort to disconnect from screens before bed is arguably one of the most powerful levers you can pull for improving sleep quality. That blue light emitted by electronic devices can significantly suppress melatonin production.
The sleep hormone.
Right, the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. So screens directly interfere with your body's natural circadian rhythm. By opting for traditional reading or calming music, they are actively promoting relaxation, allowing natural melatonin production to occur, and signaling to their bodies that it's time to prepare for truly restorative sleep.
And the consistent bedtime.
The consistency in their bedtime further reinforces the body's circadian rhythm. It makes it exponentially easier to fall asleep quickly, experience deeper sleep cycles, and wake up feeling genuinely refreshed and mentally sharp rather than groggy and sleep-deprived. It's about working with your biology, not against it.
Okay, one last vocabulary check for the evening. What were the key terms here?
Well, both Jennifer and Daniel aimed to unwind.
Right. Unwind means to relax and let go of stress. It's that general goal for the evening after a busy day.
And Daniel's fantastic metaphor, the reset button.
Yes, the reset button is a metaphor for starting fresh or signaling a transition. Like his feeling after brushing teeth and washing his face, a symbolic end to the day.
Then there's wind down, similar to unwind.
Very similar. Wind down also means to gradually slow down and prepare for sleep. It often implies the specific activities right before bed, like Jennifer's reading or tea.
And speaking of tea, Jennifer mentioned herbal tea.
Yep. Herbal tea is simply a caffeine-free tea, often made from herbs, flowers, or spices that can help you relax. A common choice for a pre-sleep beverage.
Great. These terms really capture that transition into restfulness.
They do. What a fantastic, intentional way to cap off the day and prepare for the next. As you reflect on your own evenings, what are your go-to strategies for truly winding down and making that crucial transition from your day's activities?
Are you hitting a genuine reset button before bed like Daniel described, with a specific personal ritual that clearly signals the day's end?
And most importantly, how does your current evening routine, or perhaps the lack thereof, prepare you for the next day? How does it impact the quality of your sleep, your energy levels, and your readiness to face tomorrow's challenges?
Consider the power of consciously shaping these final hours. It really sets you up for success. Or not.
Okay, let's truly unpack this now. We've embarked on a pretty detailed journey through Jennifer's and Daniel's mornings, afternoons, and evenings. We've meticulously examined their specific habits, probed their intentional choices, and even analyzed the precise language they use to articulate it all. So, after all this exploration, what does this all mean for us, the listener? What's the profound, deeper meaning behind these seemingly simple daily rhythms? What's the universal truth kind of hidden within these personal narratives?
That's really the core insight we want to leave you with, I think. Routines, as we've witnessed through Jennifer and Daniel, are far more than just a rigid checklist of tasks or a means to simply maximize productivity.
Right, it's not just about getting more done.
Not at all. At their very heart, they are about creating balance throughout the day. They represent the intentional scaffolding we meticulously build to support our holistic well-being, our mental, emotional, and physical health, not merely to increase our output. They are the proactive framework for a life well lived.
That's a powerful distinction. And what's truly empowering is that this principle applies universally, doesn't it? Whether you're navigating a demanding professional career, immersed in intense academic study, managing a busy household, or simply striving to structure your day better and find a greater sense of equilibrium.
Applies to everyone.
Having a routine, a personalized rhythm that genuinely works for you is absolutely key. It's not about slavishly following someone else's script perfectly, but about experimenting, adapting, and ultimately finding your own unique, sustainable rhythm.
Precisely. And when we delve into the deeper, multifaceted benefits, drawing directly from the tangible experiences of Jennifer and Daniel, we see several crucial interwoven elements emerge that benefit anyone. Firstly, these consistent, predictable actions naturally lead to a powerful sense of staying organized.
Makes sense. Less chaos.
Exactly. When you have a predictable structure, you inherently reduce internal chaos, external clutter, and the mental burden of constant decision-making. Secondly, and perhaps even more profoundly, routines foster an immense feeling of being in control.
That feeling.
That psychological comfort and empowerment that stems from predictable structure is immeasurable. It significantly reduces anxiety, enhances self-efficacy, your belief in your ability to handle things, and allows for greater presence and mindful engagement with each moment. You're navigating your day proactively, rather than feeling like you're just being tossed around by its winds.
I can absolutely see how that would transform one's daily experience. When you know what's coming next, when you have that mental roadmap, you're not constantly reacting to emergencies or feeling overwhelmed. You're proactive, intentional, and probably much more resilient. It frees up so much mental energy.
Exactly right. And thirdly, and perhaps most holistically, these routines are fundamentally about a profound commitment to taking care of yourself. We observed this woven throughout every single segment of their days, didn't we?
Yeah, everywhere.
The deliberate emphasis on proper hydration first thing in the morning, the mindful choice of healthy eating at lunch to avoid those energy slumps, the conscious decision to take those crucial strategically placed breaks to de-stress and recharge, the intentional winding down in the evening, complete with screen avoidance, and of course the unwavering prioritization of sufficient, consistent sleep. It's not simply about staying productive. It's about actively carving out and safeguarding moments to relax, recharge, and truly take care of yourself. It's an ongoing, compassionate commitment to your personal well-being, acknowledging that ultimately you're your most valuable asset.
It really reframes the whole concept, doesn't it? Routines aren't some rigid, joyless checklist imposed upon you. They're a dynamic, personal journey of discovery, a journey to find what truly works best for you.
Yes.
They become a powerful means to intentionally infuse self-care, mindfulness, and a deep sense of purpose into the very fabric of your daily life. It's about proactively building a life that genuinely supports you, rather than one you merely survive or push through.
And that brings us full circle back to our initial metaphor. The daily routine is truly the rhythm that keeps our lives moving forward. It's an intricate internal choreography, a dance we perform with our most precious resources, our time, our energy, and our attention.
A daily dance. I like that.
Yeah. And when this choreography is well practiced, thoughtfully designed, and consistently adapted, it doesn't just lead to greater productivity. It leads to profound well-being, sustained energy, a deeper sense of personal agency, and ultimately a more profound sense of purpose and peace. It transforms from what might feel like a burden into an authentic source of strength and resilience.
That's incredibly empowering. It suggests that even the smallest, most incremental adjustments to your personal rhythm, a new morning habit like Daniel's water, a more intentional lunch break, a revised evening wind-down ritual like Jennifer stretching, or even just incorporating that reset button before bed, can have such profound and far-reaching effects on your daily experience, your energy levels, and your overall peace of mind.
Absolutely. It's truly about those micro habits creating macro impact over time. Consistency is the magic ingredient. Hashtag outro.
And with that, we've journeyed from the gentle stretches of dawn all the way to the peaceful moments before sleep, meticulously unpacking the nuanced yet universally impactful world of daily routines. We've heard compellingly how embracing structure can lead to profound balance, an empowering sense of control, and deeply important self-care. A heartfelt thank you to you, our engaged listener, for embarking on this deep dive with us today. We really appreciate you tuning in.
It's been my absolute pleasure. It's always enlightening to delve into the practical, repeatable habits that truly underpin a balanced and, well, flourishing life.
Okay.
And as we conclude this deep dive, I'd like to leave you with one final provocative thought to carry into your own daily rhythm.
Okay, let's hear it.
Considering all we've discussed today, the intentional starts, the strategic breaks, the mindful wind downs, and the profound benefits they confer, what one healthy habit, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant it might feel right now, could you consciously build into your daily routine starting today or maybe tomorrow?
Yeah, be realistic.
Right. That would genuinely enhance your personal sense of balance or control, or simply bring you a little more peace and conscious presence in your day. Just one small thing.
Indeed. Think deeply about that. Even the smallest, most deliberate shift can initiate a powerful ripple effect throughout your entire day and, indeed, your life. We sincerely hope this conversation has provided you with some truly helpful insights, practical tips, and perhaps even a fresh perspective for approaching your own routine.
Hopefully some inspiration to experiment.
Exactly. Keep building those healthy habits, keep experimenting, and keep striving for a balanced, productive, and truly mindful day ahead. We'll look forward to seeing you next time on The Deep Dive. Take care.